repeat, the Superman exists, and he is American.
In this video, I am going to attempt to create a god in Stellaris. We're going to have an RP and a mechanical goal that will hopefully intertwine. Yes, that means there will be some roleplay in this long campaign. Stellaris 4.3 definitely plays faster, and that means my games seem to be going on longer. Honestly, let me know down in the comments if you're having similar issues with 4.3, that you're getting much later into the game than you're actually used to. We're going to be doing a lot of shenanigans to end up with a level 10 leader that's granting us phenomenal bonuses across the board alongside their destiny trait and all of that normal good stuff. Without any further ado, let me introduce the Empire we'll be playing with today. The Alaran Divine Tribunal are the Empire we're going to use today to try and create God. Now, the definition of God may vary from species to species, but there's an RP goal we've got here and a mechanical goal. If we hit both, I think we've done our job. We are in essence attempting to create a super powerful level 10 leader that grants massive empire-wide bonuses to everyone in our nation state. That's the mechanical goal. The RP goal is to create a being so powerful that they are in fact able to create the reality we now live in. And if we make God, they're obviously going to be nicer to us. It's not a tautology, it's fine. To do that, we are taking a Byzantine bureaucracy and an exalted priesthood. The Alaran Divine Tribunal exists only to create God. That is its entire purpose. We're doing that through a variety of means, some of which involve examinations, they involve, close, intense study. We've got tests to check if you are God or could be God, and all of that is quite Byzantine and quite exalted. We're authoritarian, xenophile, and spiritualist. Our spiritualism here is kind of a very physical spiritualism. We do believe that God created the universe, but we believe that God is simply a super advanced being that needs to be created now, so at the end of time they can go back to the beginning and start the universe. We think we created all of the previous gods and universes, so it all does check out. This might seem confusing now, I'm sure I'll explain it in more depth later, and if I don't, that's just God's ineffable plan. We're taking the overtuned origin, which grants us access to the overtuned traits. They are really good, like Fleeting Excellence here, granting us all of the auto-modding traits right from the start at the cost of 20 years of leader lifespan.
I'll make that deal. How about you, Yudovich? You make that deal?
I'd make that deal.
I don't blame you. Damn good deal.
We've also got spliced adaptability for 10 more years of leader lifespan reduction and a little bit of reduced pop growth speed, but that plus 20% habitability will massively offset the pop growth speed debuff on everything but our capital world. I've gone for some negatives: not adaptive, wasteful, psychological infertility, and unruly. The Holy Tribunal stands ready. Let's dive in and see what the Chief Invigilator is working with. If you want to follow along at home, these are the settings that I'll be using today. The Alaran Divine Tribunal exists for one reason and one reason only: to revel in the glory of God's great creation. However, the religion of this species may be a little different to those you've come across before. You see, they view time as cyclical. That means that God, the God that created the universe, hasn't quite been created yet, even though they exist deep in the past behind us. Yes, it is a little confusing. Instead, God must be born into this world so that they can ascend into godhood and see out the end of the universe, only to create it anew and reign over everything.
I am inevitable.
But nature is a tepid inventor. Evolution is a glacial process. To prosper, the Alarans have required strength, speed, and brain power, and they need all of that now. Not in a million years' time, right now. Natural selection is miserly with its gifts, and so the Alaran Divine Tribunal has been created to improve upon this. By enhancing our physical abilities again and again, eventually we will create the perfect being, one so strong they can transcend the very boundaries of reality itself. Eventually, they will unite our world and our species and the universe and ascend up into the great beyond to rule over us all. But that road is long and winding. For now, with our genetically crafted brains, brawn, and bravery, we shall prosper among the stars, as only a perfectly designed species can. Chief Invigilator Ember Marrow now stands at the helm. She is ready, ruling from Alaria, to guide our people forwards. Who knows, perhaps she will be the great Divine One. Though honestly, probably not. Even she thinks it's highly doubtful. She's going to try and get as many perks as she can on the job. We've got an arid world, a tomb world, and a continental world right next to our home. Isn't that a bounteous gift? We must focus in on ourselves if we are to have any hope of finding the Divine One. Therefore, we're taking an isolationist stance. We're instituting an information quarantine such that the free flow of information will be restricted. We're venerating the saints because, of course, why wouldn't we? Let's note that that only gives us 5% job efficiency now, which is honestly kind of awful. If I didn't have the edict fund for it, I would not run this. And we will fortify the border. Let us get on with things. We need to boost these unity numbers up. Only through more unity can we hope to praise the divine. Getting a bonus of +1 here with Exalted Priesthood and +1 from Byzantine Bureaucracy is very, very nice. More minerals are needed. Shiv Voss, the Minister of State, has authorized the building of additional mining districts. Once we've done that, we'll build more examination centers, other people might call them temples, where we can test our children, our youths, to see if they have the spark of the divine.
The test is simple. Remove your hand from the box, and you die.
It is an entirely happy accident that by searching for this great divinity in improving ourselves, the nation has entered a great phase of prosperity. Rejoice! Praise the people of Allah! The Bit Bastion is the very first colony we have built outside of our homeworld. This is, of course, a testament to our higher purpose. We would not be a nation united behind a single purpose and a single goal if we didn't share a single vision. After all, a house divided against itself cannot stand. This is going to give us 10% more unity and, more importantly, 50% more governing ethics attraction. Delicious. Very close to our capital in Dogos, we've uncovered an unfortunate truth. Next to us in the Abrez system is an arid world containing a civilization on the very edge of space travel. They are an early space age pre-FTL, and they are a hive mind, a Gestalt consciousness. This has shaken our people to their very core. Is this perhaps the great god our prophecies have spoken of? Are we wrong to pursue our genetic perfection? Only time will tell if our faith will be rewarded. In the meantime, we're going to talk to them. See if we can make friends. How long have they got? The 30 years of stellar culture shock. We cannot invade them. That is unfortunate. We can steal their people. I don't really know why we'd want to do that. But yeah, we've said hello and they've gone into a state of shock. Well, needless to say, while being prosperous, we are going to focus on a new tenet of our great faith. And this is going to be that of discovery. We must unearth mysteries both vast and cosmic in order to find the great god. Well, it seems the planet has gone nuclear on Abrez Prime. This would seem that this is not the god, but you know, the road to heaven is paved with bad intentions, and therefore we're going to go in and covertly infiltrate and de-escalate this nuclear crisis on Abrez Prime. Because if this is the precursor of the divine, it would be wrong of us to destroy it. In fact, we could never destroy it. So maybe we didn't need to click that button. Anyway, look, I don't know. Just shut up. As our empire matures, we mature alongside it. To note this, let's point out that the beating heart of our civilization must also expand. More systems must be placed under our direct control so that we are better able to find the Divine One, to ascend and create God, without which the universe won't ever exist. So if we fail, all of reality is threatened and will fail also. So this really is an existential threat to basically all of existence. Well, we've met aliens, and they absolutely hate us. Maybe we could give them some food. If we just turn over a massive stockpile of food to the Dahesh royal world, I'm sure that very quickly these dead fish that are kind of alive in a tank, are those legs? Oh, yeah, they're gonna love us. Overlord Nother the First, perfect. Sounds like a swell fellow. Meanwhile, Umbra Aether, the head of research, is gonna just start looking into some blue laser technology, just briefly. And they have told us we should end this charade. They are declaring us a rival. This may be the devil incarnate, prophesied from the beginning times. Lucifer, evening planet, has always been evil, and in our sacred text, this is definitely the evil Lucifer evening planet, 100%. In response, we're going to declare them rivals and begin arming up this gun battery of a starbase which intersects their borders. So if we put a choke point on this northern end of our space, yes, we're probably going to lose Abrez in the south. That's where the FTL in the space age exists, the one right next to us. But we've grabbed Arenis, which is the furthest south system in our conglomerate. And from there, we'll keep expanding outward. So even if we do lose Abrez adjacent to our capital, we'll still have avenues of expansion. We're not locked in, not by a long shot. Ooh, finally some aliens that don't hate us. Weird robotic aliens. Okay, this doesn't seem particularly divine. Okay. And they are ruthless capitalists. I like their kind of facial structure, but otherwise, yeah, are they that different to the Dahesh royal world? I suppose they don't hate our guts. Let's set up an embassy and just kind of see where it goes, I guess. The Holy Tribunal has just decided to change the Chief Invigilator. Every 20 years, we have some tests, and the leader of those tests, our Chief Invigilator, is selected by a holy committee guided by the hand of God from the past or possibly the future. But it's a bit confusing in our mythology. Don't ask too many questions, all right? Anyway, this is Ida Image, and he is both principled and a bit of a unifier. Isn't that lovely? And resilient, meaning he's not going to die until he's probably at least 75 or so. Wow, that's really quite long-lived, given our average lifespan is around 50 years. Oh, goodness me. I've got no idea why that lifespan could be so short, though. You know, it could be anything. Probably it's the will of God, yeah. Across our space, we are now building more invigilation centers to test, and test again. This is probably going to be a new golden age under the Chief Invigilator Image. 25 years and the first member of our great council has died, Umbra Aether. We will chant for her soul. Our pursuit of perfection may have given us some limitations, but that just means we have to do more with the limited time at our disposal. And a little under a year later, Opal Glimmer, the commander, they're dead too. We're going to launch them into space. I'm sure that'll be something they wouldn't mind. Welcome to year 2230. The people of Abrez Prime have now reached up into space. Let's set up an embassy and see if they really are the divine or not. 7 years. The latest person to leave us has decided to retire before dying. Minister of State Hex Flux was here for only 7 years, then retired for artistic pursuits. Brilliant. 40 years after our discovery of FTL, we've stumbled upon something rather wondrous: integrated cybernetics. These integrated cybernetic implants have made our people more resistant to harmful environmental effects. They have brought them closer to godhood. We seem to have already gone down this path of genetic sequencing to unlock and understand the secrets of God, but that has somewhat hit a dead end. Now it is in the fusion of flesh and machine that we must place our great hope. You see, from the moment Chief Invigilator Astra Valley understood the weakness of his flesh, it disgusted him. These recent breakthroughs, of course, will one day reshape our society. They will eliminate all of these biological weaknesses. We'll become smarter, faster, stronger, closer to the penultimate individual. Corporations have provided business proposals and sales projections, but government officials argue that access to this potential technology must be guaranteed by the state, and therefore we will nationalize this augmentation industry. Only under the careful watch of the Chief Invigilator can we hope to achieve greatness. After a period of political infighting, the responsibilities for producing cybernetic augmentations have now been divided between various government departments. When everyone gets a piece of the pie, they will surely keep each other in check. But plans must be put into action. The research community requires at least one augmentation center to act as a hub for cybernetic development. We're going to build that center, and we are going to make everyone happy. We'll replace the commercial zone on Alaria with an augmentation center. We will replace one of our invigilation centers on Bit Bastion and another on Taffy's Bar. And on Fixed State, well, we can just slap one of these bad boys down. It has been decreed by the Chief Invigilator Astra Valley that we can no longer look inwards. We must instead look outwards and be cooperative with our neighbors. Partly because our influence is going negative due to all these pacts we're forming, and partly because it is only through great expansion can we hope to achieve great things. We found some leaders that are not of our species. Kaishar is one of them. They have an average lifespan almost double our own. This means that actually they would be perfect for the council. Let's not give them the Chief Invigilator position. That should be held by people we trust, but they can serve their purposes. Kaishar is now the Archpriest and guards over the religious council and against any heresy. I'm sure she would know exactly what heresy looks like and put it down in an instant, so there's absolutely nothing we need to worry about. 9 years into our great cyberization experiment, we will now fully pretty much embrace it. All of our leaders are going to get cybernetic upgrades, and so will our people. Some of the faithful are reluctant to merge flesh and machine, it turns out. In fact, they think it is entirely heretical, this path we've gone on, to cyberize our society. They believe the flesh itself still holds the secrets to unlocking God. But the faith must adapt. The flesh is weak after all. A team of great researchers have put forward an innovative proposal to integrate some AI supervisors into our mobile devices. Later, these could be incorporated directly into cyberware. The supervisors would redirect the focus of our citizenry away from idle tasks towards more cerebral endeavors, poke them closer to the direction of God. While some level of autonomy will be lost, the unprecedented potential to amplify our productivity cannot be overlooked. The amount of control this will grant us in deciding our future is high, and we're going to get that juicy +5 stability on every single planet. That is beautiful and really goes a long way to offsetting the nastiness we're currently suffering from very low faction approval. I'm playing on the 4.3 beta, and at the moment, if one of your factions is in low approval because they've put the different factions, the different ethics across an entire pop category, then you just get the worst of a bad bunch. I'm getting minus 40% happiness basically to every single faction grouping I have, to every pop group everywhere in my entire nation, which is really hurting stability. Annoyingly, we got ransomware. Yeah, okay, we could either pay them 5,000 energy, which is 2/3 of the entire national budget, or we could rewrite all of the software. The devs aren't going to like it, but we're rewriting the software.
Back to formula.
Rewriting the implant control software has taken a lot of time and effort, that's true, and it has slowed down production. The people have become ever more dependent on the latest augments, and many have taken to the streets to protest delayed product launches. Let's just disperse them. And let's put this damn thing into overdrive. We need to get the cybernetic stuff done, see if we've created God or not, and move forwards. A 15-year process, a difficult process, a process we had to do, but now we have fully cyberized. The augmentation centers are granting us more unity. Let's take a little look at our people. Well, we've got no more trait picks left. We're currently stuck. I see. Okay. Excellent. Well, we'll come back again to that at some other point, I suppose. Otherwise, we're getting some alloy upkeep from our augmenters, but they are giving us mechanical pop assembly, and we're getting monthly organic pop growth from roboticists. This means we should get plenty of population growth and assembly. 12 a month on our homeworld. That's not too bad. That's not too bad in 4.3. No siree. On the Shattered Ring, where we found those deliciously fantastic primitives. They're going to be fantastic once they've grown up and joined us, probably. And you know what? Maybe one of them, in fact, is the super being destined to be God. Well, there is a false prophet, a chosen one, who isn't actually one of the Depraved people, but instead a meta racket. Descending from the stars, they basically made the planet enthralled with latinum, installing celestial knowledge and other such nonsense. We're going to offer to rescue them and bring them out of their depravity. Of course, they'll have to pay a hefty fee in latinum for this service, but I'm sure they will oblige. We sent in an away team. They were able to gain a private audience with this chosen one, and then repair the ship and get them back into space. The Meta Racket was very happy with us, his earlobes quivered, and then he gave us a parting gift. I would call that payment, to be honest, but we're going to send them on their way and hope that everything kind of settles down here in this feudal realm. They've lapsed back into the late medieval age from the Renaissance they were previously in, but that's more of the natural progression they should be following. Welcome to 2258. The galaxy is, it's fighting. The Human Stellar League are still at war, and Sol has not fallen yet, but they're having some massive issues. The Dahesh are moments away from capturing them. Around us, though, otherwise, I think there's mostly peace. Yes, our neighbors to the north and to the east are in peace, and within our nation, we have restructured power. And the Chief Invigilator has had a genius idea. With the advent of the new cybernetic systems, we can now strive to create the super being God. How are we going to do that? Through the use of the Imperial chipset. This Imperial chipset is going to be implanted in the head of God, and yes, that is the new name of the leader of our race. And in fact, given we're not fully sure, this is Proto-God. Now, the leader, Astra Valley, has renamed themselves Mickey in honor of this great achievement. And every time they die, their inheritor will be passed on the chip. If we can get this chip through enough hands, it will become stronger. It will take in the wisdom and the strength of previous generations and allow our proto-god to get better and bigger and stronger and faster. And yeah, it's going to be great. We've also, of course, made the proto-god a philosopher king. They now wield the full apparatus of the state, and we've created a vault of knowledge to store these additional chips in. That vault will have the cumulative wisdom of ages past. It is an honorable pursuit. Here is that ruler chip, goes straight in the middle of the brainstem, and as you can see, every time our ruler dies, we're going to get some empire-wide bonuses. For every commander ruler that dies, we'll get 5% more weapons damage. For every official, we'll get 5% more resources from jobs. And for every scientist, 5% more research speed. This is a lot. Mickey does have a slight problem, though. Thanks to the brilliance of the cybernetic implants and other such bonuses, Mickey now will live 90 years, which is another 45. That's too long. We need to help nature on its path. And to do that, we're going to use a little bit of genetic engineering. Yeah, something we've never strayed away from, and now we'll use to full effect. We've added in some excessive endurance, elevated the synapses, and pre-planned the growth of our people. This is giving us, let me just check this, yes, minus 90 years of leader lifespan. Oh no, what a darn shame. Whatever will we do? You know what I think? Yeah, we're just going to convert everybody into the post-Super Allah, because they are fantastic. We have our next host ready and waiting to go, an age 20 Mickey. Ooh, and we grabbed the relic planet. Leolu's Landing. Fantastic. We're not going to do the kleptomaniac rats. I am not a moron. But we are going to clear the central spire. We also do actually need to build this vault of knowledge on the capital. Let's get everything on the way. So we are, let's just check, 16 months away from improving all of our species. Yes, these improvements are going to be fantastic. Additional researcher output, more habitability. So that's 50% additional habitability, 30% more pop growth speed. And yeah, no negatives really to think of. Yeah, it's just going to be great. What a genius the proto-god Mickey really is. All praise him. I can't believe the humans have actually managed to stave off this attack. It's crazy how incredibly strong now star bases are in the early game. I mean, I say early game, we're year 60, but still, the AI is suffering a lot at the moment. Let's put it that way. Oh, an Azizian official. Yes, of course, we have some Azizians. And the Azizians don't have the same genetic issues that we do. We could give them genetic issues, though. Of course we can. Excellent. First off, I think we should assimilate them as cyborgs. Can't have Azizians without some lovely, lovely, lovely strength. Oh, and it's actually the very strong Azizians we want to change. Oh, the head of research just died. Did we? We've done it, ladies and gentlemen. I want to introduce you to Protogod Mickey. Now, it says age is above 20. And yeah, everyone's dying. The entire nation state, thanks to our genetic achievements, are falling by the proverbial wayside. There goes Mickey, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to launch him into space. Beautiful. Beautiful. The Imperial chipset, though, has preserved his knowledge, granting us 5% resources from job empire-wide. He will serve us greater in death than he ever has in life, and in theory, live on forever. The next host has been born in at the age of 20, and they allegedly have a 4% death chance. Yes, because their age is above 0. Smartly, we have managed to change the age by taking off 90 years to make the average lifespan of our people 0, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely nothing. The first Mickey, ironically, was just Mickey 0. This is now Protogod Mickey 1. What's their death chance at? Let's just check this. Oh, beautiful. 8% every month. They're pretty much certain to die within the year. There's very little point in me recruiting anything but Azizians right now. Do we have any? Nope, no Azizians. Oh well. We've just got the Minister of State. I've put Kaisha, a renowned paragon, in command of the capital. And let's probably give, Skef Mainmast here is in charge of fixed state. Perfect. What just happened? The Human Star League lost some space, but they didn't lose any systems, it looks like. Yes, they held all of their planets. The armies held firm. Congratulations, humans. Except they are now a subsidiary. Let us support their independence. Is that a stupid, dangerous idea? Yep, it is. They are superior to us, but that's fine. That's fine. The Proto-God here has a 10% chance of dying every month, but will not die. They've lived almost 3 years. This is simply diabolical. I hope the next host doesn't die before the current host. That would be a little bit awkward, yeah. Oh my goodness me, we have 93% habitability on a volcanic world? Oh, yes. Yes, indeed. How are you still alive? How is this scientist still alive? They have an average age of 70. They're not a cyborg. What? They're an Alar? Oh, they're just a regular Alar. We have a scientist that actually won't die. Perfect. You can excavate that dig site. And become the head of research. Beautiful. Yeah, we don't have a Minister of Defense. That's fine. The next host is about to become the current host. We've got another Mickey Dad. Oh yeah, that was an official Mickey. Meaning we're now on to Protogod Mickey II. And our stats are plus 10% resources from jobs empire-wide. Damn it, the next host died before the current Protogod. Please, please, please. Okay, we're all good. We got a new Mickey. New Mickey to replace the old Mickey is back. And woo, this one is 19. Now, excellent. Once they become ruler, their age death chance seems to drop down to 20 for reasons I really don't understand. Yeah. Damn it, the next host died again. Oh gosh, please don't have both the Proto-God and the next host dying at the same time. Come on. This one only lasted 100 days. They're dying like rabbits. Okay, here's another one. Good. Actually, they could go on the council. We've got a Minister of Defense. Whoa! There goes another Mickey launched into space. Onwards and upwards into the stars, you brave Proto-God, dying after only 3 years with a chip in your head. I'm sure that's basically a lifetime's worth of memories. Look, I'm not saying this experiment is going possibly a bit wrong, but the next iteration of Mickey has just gained Volatile followed by Volatile 2. They are now infamous for their erratic temperament. Maybe people are losing sight of the great vision. I mean, come on, we're only, what are we at now? 10% resources from jobs, 5% more weapons damage. These numbers are rookie numbers. Ooh, commanders that aren't part of the primary species. How excellent. We finally have our first commander in decades, Khalig Fairleague. Yes, ignore the fact that the other commanders from our primary race are literally just dying. That's fine. Through the God chip, we have found unknown knowledge. By piecing together the lives of, looks like at least 7 Mickeys, we figured out where the Cybrex home system is. And didn't you know it was right in the middle of our place? Praise be. Let's just hope Mickey can survive long enough to actually survey the damn thing. Oh, and by finding it, we also grabbed the Cybrex Warforge. It's a shame that Mickey couldn't live long enough, you know? One Mickey out, one Mickey in, like they always say. You know what we need to get to godhood, though, ladies and gentlemen? New numbers. The great Mickey... Sorry, that Mickey died. The next great Mickey is going to have some brilliant ideas for how to make the numbers new and better. And then the Mickey after that might put their talent in something else. Right, we're going to keep the Mickeys on as Keepers of the Vault. No, that requires a scientist. Damn it. Oh, we also got Sol 10. How delightful. Wait, Zephyr Helix died? They weren't meant to die. They were a normal... Ooh, a level 4 leader. It's fine. I don't mind anymore. Yep, we got a new head of research, Grog Sailmaker. It seems that the Azizians, a race that we found as genetic slime and resurrected, don't worry about it, but they've taken on preeminent positions in our nation's administration. I'm sure that won't ever be an issue. Ahem. And if you're enjoying this video, please send that like button to godhood so it can create itself. Jeez Louise, some of these Mickeys are dying really quickly. What are we up to now? Let's just check. Oh, 25% ship's weapons damage. That is the max weapons damage. 20% research speed and 20% resources from jobs. Say hello to Mickey 13. Oh, yes. Let's just improve them a bit. 5 talent there. Yes, perfect. And what have we got? Scientist and an official. Exactly what we need to perfectly line up for the maximum bonuses on our ruler chip. And it's only taken us, I think, about 15 years or so. Honestly, totally worth it. This is like a secondary secret ascension path we didn't know about until we did it. Why is our economy flatlined? Oh, we've got no miners. Right, of course. And we've got no miners because I researched droid technology. Yes, perfect. What is this? A rogue scientist. They are trying to outdo us. They don't have the resources we have, but with a civilization at their back, maybe they might get to God first. And that cannot be allowed to happen. Let's bring them out of here. We just need a trio of transports, and then we'll deal with the problem. In other news, we've got the Aphoxa Presapiens. Now, normally I'd be like, so what? Presapiens? Well, turns out in his almighty wisdom, Mickey 14 has managed to find a way of getting these Presapiens to work as artisans. Yes, there are 28 Presapiens currently working as artisans. Now, I'm not saying that this means Jeff pads are made by illiterate fools. I'm not saying that at all. But it seems like it's entirely possible that they are made by forcefully devolved illiterate fools. What? And now there's been a shuttle crash on Tedis 4? Wait, does that mean there's a rogue scientist there and a shuttle? Oh, for God. No, they've met us. Right, we're still going to try and extract the scientists and the other things. Oh, we need a scientist present. Mickey, go and get whoever it is that fell down there. Perfect, we're rescuing the scientists. It's fine. What is this? Mickey 14 is passive, and Mickey number 2 is narrow-minded, and they just died? Oh, nuts. Right. Governor of Bit Bastion, you can extract the scientists. Where are the armies? We have armies? Yes, we've got armies. Good. Armies, go and extract the other guy. There's a lot going on Tedis. Quickly. Oh, goodness me. Yes, okay, so we've successfully extracted, I think this is the evil scientist. At least that's one problem dealt with. And I think we got the other scientist too. So, Tedis knows about us. Oh, crap. Yeah, they figured out. But they don't have a problem. We should enlighten them. Let them know the good news. All I'm waiting for is this final official to die. And then we will have achieved perfection. The ruler chip will be maximized, and we are granting plus 25% resources from jobs, plus 25% weapons damage, and 25% research speed empire-wide. Oh, beautiful. They're just stubbornly refusing to die, though. It's deeply troubling. You know what? We're going to make the next Mickey better. And we're going to do that through the aptitude tree. Yes, aptitude. The best tradition tree you've never looked at recently. So it does have a healthcare program, which we can't take right now, but it's got the new specialist training at 2% efficiency for specialists per planetary governor skill level. That is excellent. Effective leader skill levels fine, and psychological profiling also fine. I won't take healthcare program just at this moment, but we will be taking it imminently. Why is this plus 25% so fantastic? If you compare it to numbers pre 4.3, it would be terrible, all right? It would be an absolute terrible bonus. But with the economic reckoning that we've had, all outputs have pretty much been nerfed into the ground, especially resources from jobs. This, for example, used to be plus 5%, it's now plus 2.5%. However, the ruler chip has not been reduced because it is so difficult to actually pull off this strategy. And for that reason, we're in a golden position to conquer the galaxy. They're not even going to see it coming. Did I say conquer? I mean, bring about the new god. And there is the final Mickey launched into space. We are now at Mickey 15, and we've actually perfectly done it. 25% everything. 25% resources, weapons damage, and research speed. This now makes Mickey 15 a god. Now, we're just going to fix everything. Give me a moment. Universal augmentations would be excellent. And I think I'll grab vocational genomics. Can we afford high bandwidth? Yeah, I think we could afford high bandwidth, but actually we don't need it. Okay, we've done the work. We now have vocational genomics, fleeting excellence, and universal augmentations. We've thrown in loyalty circuits because I'm currently playing on the 4.3 open beta that breaks faction approval, even though we only have, let me check it, yes, 37 egalitarian pops and 45 militarist pops of these 5,000. They are giving us minus 40% for very low faction approval. Yikes. So actually we want a plus 10% bonus here so that we can boost stability everywhere, honestly. And then I've grabbed streamlined protocols. This is going to reduce our empire size from pop negative modifiers. Bulky and high maintenance as well. We're going to keep those in. Why not? Oh my goodness. Okay, God Mickey. God Mickey is real, and God Mickey has actually managed to survive. The next host is as lucky. Beautiful. Because we've set this to change over, and it's integrated a few hundred pops, I'm assuming a few hundred on the capital, the pops it's integrated first somehow belong to our god, boosting his lifespan to 100 years. Excellent, excellent. And we can also grab healthcare programs to make Mickey even better. Mickey has some Ascension perks to take. Let me see. I think Galactic Force Projection is going to be very necessary for additional naval capacity. Let's utilize that to build some more cruisers. And then Mickey's going to begin exploring the fundamentals of time, space, and gravity. These cogs that move the wheels of power, well, they are the playthings of God, and he has the right to play with them. Let's also grab Supremacy as well for even more naval capacity. What are we at now? 571. Beautiful. 1.5 years, we'll get some more leaders ready to go, and it's just going to work great, all right? It's going to be great. Oh my goodness me, a level 5 scientist right out of the gate. In the name of God, in the name of Mickey, we now move to the shielded world of Kebdaran 5, where there is a wormhole and a fleet of menacing ships that have withstood us since time immemorial. Ooh, a synaptic lathe. Yeah, I guess we could have a look at that. Anyway, we're going to go and deal with them, and in so doing, pass an insurmountable challenge. You can all rest assured that God is principled, though. God would not be doing this unless it was the right thing to do. Let's do this thing. The occupation flotilla. Are they even bombarding? No, they're just sitting there, annoyingly. We should reduce the speed a bit, and we're firing in some plasma. They've got gamma lasers. Gamma lasers? Why are we shooting over there? Stop shooting at the planet. Hit the drones. Yes, our UV lasers might not be as powerful as their gamma lasers, but gosh darn it, enough of them will do the job. We lost 8 corvettes. Okay, that's not terrible. That could be worse, especially as I can replace those corvettes with even more cruisers. On the Depro Ringworld, the Society have proven to be incredibly adept traders. This definitely wasn't the place the Ferengi arrived, so I'm just surprised, really, how good they are. Our own merchants are learning the hard way that the locals are both savvy and persuasive, and they're not happy about it. On the other hand, several of our economists are convinced that the behavior of the pre-FTLs could be learned from. If we spend 6,000 energy, we're going to get predictive trading algorithms for 15% more trade, or we can get a special governor by stealing one, or we can pressure the society with our guns to get better deals. Now, that would actually only grant us about 7 or 8 months of unity and make them very upset. So instead, we're going to steal their ways. Yes. Once we've gotten rid of the fanatic xenophobia through societal guidance, I'm sure we can then uplift them to understand the loving embrace of God. The hive mind of Varaliv has just bent the knee before God, supplicating themselves in exchange for the word of God. Beautiful. We'll open an aid agency here in the name of God, and God. And God is nothing if not an economist, predicting the future with such ease that he never, ever gets it wrong. Welcome to year 92. We've just rolled mega engineering thanks to the secrets of the Cybrex. Completing that would give us a ring world, alongside the restoration of the Ecumenopolis here at Lilu's Landing, and yes, this is clearly the work of God. Wait, we've got AI controllers in people's brains. What if we all just think that Mickey's God? No, that's not. Mickey is God. Don't be so silly. Don't be silly. When it comes to looking outwards, when it comes to expansion and the creation of more planets and more places the Allah can exist, things are starting to dry up. We can't go west, we can't go north, we can't go east, we cannot go south. There is one hope, one wormhole in the southernmost part of our territory that may lead to an undiscovered country. That is a small hope to pin most of our hopes on. I hope you don't mind the pun here and pardon it, but it is still a viable plan. Otherwise, we have no need of conquest, we have no need of combat. We are simply here to do God's work. This looks definitely evil and wrong. We've just rolled 0-point power whilst we're already researching mega engineering. I don't like this. It feels evil. Cybrex, you are too strong. There it is, mega engineering. Begin the repair on Cybrex Alpha. Actually, can we unironically repair this as well? We could have repaired the damage here and then popped something next to the late medieval age primitives. That would be funny. I'm going to roll out expansion for our final tradition. Why is that? Well, minus 15% empire size to systems and planets seems like kind of nothing, but actually, each colony is granting 20 empire size. That's quite a bit. That minus 15% on our 10 colonies is actually minus 30 empire size, which is like 5% research boost empire-wide. I like the pop growth speed bonus, and I'm probably going to start pumping out habitats in a moment, so the reduction to habitat upkeep and district upkeep is going to be very, very pleasant. Plus, I like more maximum districts. You know, I think we might be starting to do pretty well here. Yeah, plus over 100% research progress every month on everything but society, and that's only at plus 98. 25% of that, of course, coming from our beautiful and glorious ruler chip. Who are we fighting? Oh yeah, I forgot we were going to kick some crystalline butt over here. We've expanded through the wormhole and we found out it leads to whomever these people might be. I wonder indeed. We went from 56% empire size down to 49 with the acquisition of a courier network. That is, of course, the negative modifier I'm talking about. So in essence here, all of our tech just got 7% cheaper. At this stage of the game, it's better to reduce empire size than increase our research rate, our research progress percentage bonus, because that is already at 100%. So a 5% extra bonus there isn't very much. Our good friends, the Synthoan Commerce League, who exist to our north, and actually tipped us off to the whole path of cybernetic enhancement with their great computer brain thingies. Thus, technically, they're somewhat responsible for the birth of God, who is, of course, a meta post-super Allah. Well, God has decreed that we should form a spiritual federation with them. However, not even sure we can do that because we didn't take Harmony, and on top of that, they are very far away. We've claimed some systems between them and us to also enlighten some of these annoying galactic Daesh technocracy folks. We're going to invite the Synthoans and the Azantian Interplanetary Empire and go to war. Yep. Goodness gracious me, the war declaration has been made. Dabet is mostly defended. We probably need some extra defense platforms. Let's 1,300 alloys for a single platform. Holy moly. Okay. I think the enemy are going to be with us very, very quickly. Which way are they going? Go south, go south. Yes, they went south. Okay, we're all good here. All good under the hood. They have many more defense platforms than us here in Nitris. However, we have kinetic batteries and proton launchers, so I'm hopeful that we have the range advantage. That looks like a range advantage. They are doing some damage. Nope, we won. We won. And with minimal losses to the actual defense platform, so we've basically taken the damn station intact. That is amazing. Oh my goodness me. Let's begin a selective bombardment here of quadrants and steal some peeps. I mean, not stealing anyone. Why would I say that? That's just plain wrong. And begin procedures. Yes. Oh my goodness me, they've really fortified this world. It's actually going to provide quite a lot of resistance. And a bot lord on Alaria. Praise God. That's going to give us 20% more job efficiency for all of our mechanical, machine pops, and cybernetic pops. The Tedis people, they finally made it into space. You know, yeah, let's let them have the Tedis system. There's not much going on here. And this way, we can make friends with them. And as soon as you get up to 50 trust, they can begin to understand the word of God more closely. Just like Varilev Prime, who are still our beautiful protectorate. I wondered where the enemy fleets went in this war. Apparently they are bombarding Sol 3. At least it's only a selective bombardment, not an indiscriminate. That would be much worse. Ho ho. But overall, we're pretty close to achieving our objective now. Okay, this looks like it should be a good engagement for us. We have the range. And we have the hull points. The hull points. Not a single loss. Beautiful. We should probably go and liberate Sol 3 before we status quo. Otherwise the human race will be kind of lost. A little bit. Yep, this seems pretty much good enough. We've reclaimed Sol and all of that stuff. Deus Volt. Bada bing, bada boom. The galactic Daesh technocracy has been foiled. And the conclave of God has been established. Sometimes God works in mysterious ways. Welcome to 2336. We have constructed a synaptic lathe to further understand the nature of reality. We filled this thing with computers, some of our own people, some Daesh, and some Transaru. In total, though, 2,600 pops here are producing, let's just see, 350, 400 research, and 6 advanced logic. We are spending 500 energy credits on upkeep on this. Apparently, though, it's only 100. It's a bit hard to understand, probably due to the synaptic lathe pop upkeep reduction, maybe. I've ascended this thing all the way to the max. But anyway, in terms of losses, it's simply unworkable. We're losing somewhere in the region of 50 to 100 pops per month. In the old system before 4.0, this would be losing, in essence, half a pop to a pop every month. That is a 50 to 100% pop purge speed. Let's compare this to our Ecumenopolis. We have 3 times as many pops on research, but we're making 4 times as much research. Yes, there is no production of advanced logic. And yes, we're using somewhere in the region of 300 consumer goods and some additional energy credits and some rare resources. But overall, I can't see how the synaptic lathe is better. Maybe I've just not put enough. Maybe I need to put 10,000 pops or something into this, something wild, but I'm unsure. We are clearly getting close to becoming gods now. The Kvassos conservers have attempted to bully us, but the Alaran Divine Tribunal will not be bullied. We are on the side of creation. Without us, don't forget, the universe would never come into being, and thus bad things would happen. Oh, and for God's sake, they've got a scion as well. Wait, we're at war? How did this happen? I don't remember signing off on a war declaration agreement. It says unanimous vote. I'm deeply concerned by this turn of events. They've somehow bypassed the vote and declared war. And it's a big war. This is a large, massive war with the western side of the galaxy. Good lord. Back over on Depra, where we have, funnily enough, set up a free port. It's concerning economic reports have surfaced that our merchants have been possibly buying up the land there through vast quantities of local strawmen. Yes, at the current rate, within a generation, the local inhabitants will be entirely priced out of the market, and everything will be owned by private landowners. You know, I'm thinking that this could be an enriching opportunity for all of us. Yes, it's our turn to become the landlords and own everything. So says God, and this gives us +1 district on the capital thanks to the remote holdings. You know, let's grab another mining district. We're going to be mining this ring world. Perfect. Looks like the Dahesh have also offered peace. And what's happened? Have we increased our borders? Ooh, we've grabbed a wormhole. I say wormhole, sorry. I mean a big, beautiful black hole. Let's throw a matter decompressor in there because now we need more minerals. We've already got a partial Dyson sphere online. If that really is a Dyson sphere, I'm not sure, but I'm being told that it is. Next up, matter decompressor, and then all of that matter can flow into Cybrex Alpha Alpha or Cybrex Alpha Gamma, or, you know, one of our great places where we're going to be doing lots of good work. Somehow, I managed to not notice the fact we actually have a black hole, the Nivogi black hole in the south here. This would be a much, much better candidate, infinitely better, in fact, for the year is 2364. The Federation is strong. We hold the center and we hold the galactic south. Yes, the Dahesh technocracy is technically between the human Star League and us, but they are now a minor middling power. Their fleets have been decimated. Their legions are defunct. And we don't need to spread the word of God to anyone else to stay strong. We are strong independently, indivisible, and united. Definitely, this Federation will never break up. None of the founding members will ever leave. Nothing more needs to be said here, I think. So, to get these test subjects, nihilistic acquisition is the way. We're going to go for raiding bombardment. Let's find a nation with lots of pops and reduce their pop counts. Here we are, 13,000. This seems like a good job. The Divine Sergog Union is a democratic concurrency. They clearly have no idea of the power of God. Now we will humiliate them. The robots can go to the synaptic lathe. Yeah, they're not real people, are they? Let's send some rudimentary robots from Tronzaru, a couple of high robots. They can be computing components. Excellent. Ascensions have also been nerfed quite a bit. Planetary Ascension's now in 4.3. The maximum bonus you're going to get is double the base bonus of the planet. Okay? And that currently means we're getting maximum of 100%. I do have 120 here, but that is thanks to my Heavenly Accord from the presidency. I think I must have missed something. The people of Depra Prime, who are almost on the verge of space travel, seem to believe that we are subterranean dwellers who have climbed to the planet's surface through a hole in the ground. Now, the ring world is very, 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 very wide, granted. And the atmosphere means that basically, to them, this planet just kind of looks like flat space, I suppose. Or flattish, where you can't see the end. Maybe they think they're on some massively giant sphere. I don't know. The sun doesn't really move in the sky, though, so they should realize that they're tidally locked. Look, it's hard. Anyway, we could either choose to bring their skeptics to space, but we know that will never work, show them calculations, that will probably never work as well, or admit we are in fact subterranean invaders. Again, I don't think that'll work, but you know what? Let's give it a go. We might as well try something. Oh, they've thanked us for our honesty, and now they trust us because we lied to them. Perfect. You perfectly beautiful idiots. After determining that we are the secret inhabitants of Hollow Depra Prime, the Raxacodia have started worrying about what else may be lurking under the surface of the planet. Military forces have been stationed near caves, faults, volcanoes, poised to meet any further underground invasion with force. Yeah, we're gonna offer them military support, I guess. Yeah. Let's bring a transport fleet over. This is so stupid. These stupid aliens. Okay, so I don't entirely understand what happened, but apparently there was a hard-fought battle, and our combined forces have triumphed over the subterranean invaders.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got them.
You know, the ones that come from, yes, below ground. Can you see all that below ground over there? Excellent. Oh, and now that we've defeated the fake subterranean invaders, maybe we had a false flag, I don't even know. They've decided that we come from another place entirely. the center of their star.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought.
Are they just so stupid? The grasp of these people in terms of their cosmological grasp is less than perfect. It's suboptimal. And honestly, I'm not sure they're ready for space. Yes, they're very, very good at trading. Or I say that they were good at trading. Now they've got a free port and a foreign holding. Yeah, these are poor, beautiful idiots. They need help. They need massive amounts of help. We've just launched a thorough investigation into an individual claiming to be Queso Kane. They are a hero of legend from a time in our deep past. Possibly you could even call them a messiah. At first our researchers were understandably skeptical, but not only did the subject possess incredibly detailed knowledge of the great hero's time period and culture, DNA analysis confirms a genetic link to several known descendants. Moreover, closer study of Queso Kane's brainwave patterns revealed a distinct psionic residue. It seems likely that far from being returned from death, he was instead transported to a realm very close to the Shroud. His experience of this afterlife was apparently a contented one, and he has now settled into a quiet existence on the outskirts of the capital, preaching a doctrine of fearlessness and peace to any who will listen. This does make Citizen Kane a direct threat to God, however. A strange fate. Hopefully we don't have to deal with it too much anymore. Taken us almost a century to get to this point, Crisis Level 2, but now we are here. We know that we know nothing, and God will show us the way. Let's negotiate a status quo before the war exhaustion on our side goes too far. I'm expecting that this will mean our northern friends will lose a couple of systems. We did get plenty of chips for the synaptic lathe, however, and they are working more efficiently than previously. That is a big boost. It's 2386. We knew this day would come. We've lost the ring segment, and that's actually reasonable. You know, we need to give these people that may be fanatic xenophobes their own part of the galaxy, and we'll just improve relations with them and drown them, absolutely drown them in, I don't know, Zro. Yes, I'm sure if we give them enough Zro, that won't affect their higher functioning whatsoever, and their leaders won't get hooked to it, and they won't definitely come to us for their next taste, which won't be free. And then, yes, this all will be very good. Then we can do a commercial pack, research agreement, and eventually propose they become our protectorate. We have done a very good job of protecting their space up until now. I think it's only reasonable we continue to protect this ring world. Maybe even eventually integrate it, who knows? As if the galaxy didn't have enough issues, a great Khan has just risen and claimed that they are the true power in this galaxy. They are the one. This is not the case. Mickey is the one. We know this to be true. Luckily, we have a task force in the area. Hopefully, we can deal with this. Oh, Chosen of the Great Khan has moved out. And I think we've intercepted with 2 full fleets. This should be enough to deal with him instantly. The first ever battle the Khan has fought is against God, and God has reigned triumphant. How fortuitous, honestly, that we had, fleets in the area. It's as if Mickey knew what was coming before we did. It's as if Mickey finally has the power. Khan is back. The Khan is back. Where is he? Is that the Chosen? No, this is the Chosen. Where is he going? It looks like he's first going here to fight the Divine Sergog Union. I'm not sure they'll actually manage to stop that. Nope, they have been entirely wiped out. We must render the Divine Judgment in a pincer maneuver. We've engaged the target from the south. This is a lot of firepower. And then we've engaged the north. There it is, the Khan's dead. We got him. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him, and we got a chair. This would be a lovely chair for our leader to sit in. This is a chair fit for God. Let's take on the remaining groupings here. We're in. We've engaged. We are heavily outnumbered, but we have the range advantage and the technological superiority. God is with us after all. Are they repairing as they... Oh, they're repairing as they fight. That is so unfair. A solid victory, even if I do say so myself. And the Horde have gone back to their old ways. If anything, actually, we've managed to claim a little bit of territory. Nope, everything's gone back to normal. Ah, well. Still, it's pretty much a success story, I'd say. We've changed things up within the Holy Conclave. Now, the President is based on a spiritual conclave. Of course, God will be choosing the most righteous, and our most lavish offerings will be the only thing that will do in order to, get this show on the road. Of course, the conclave chambers have opened, the white smoke flows, and now it's quite obvious that we are the most virtuous and should lead the flock. Upon reaching level 3 of our Ascension path, the Quevos conservers, who have been a thorn in our side for far too long, have now told us to stop what we're doing. We're going to cause irreparable damage. They don't seem to understand that God himself ordained this, and they really ought to step aside.
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
Oh, we've just accessed the L cluster. Let's hope that it's all okay. I'm sure it'll be fine. Eerie silence. How funky. Well, I guess we won't need our fleet's position there anymore. Let's bring them all up to deal with the Quefos. The Quefos are in position. We're in position. We've got claims up on their entire nation. Let's show the old man we mean business. Okay, it looks like they're going to come for us, which is good. No, maybe they're going north. We can't let them do that. They've gone through a wormhole. I don't know where that wormhole leads. Oh, God. We've sent ground forces here to their archive world. This is a fun one because it holds the Master Archive, which gives archivists jobs, and also now automates physicists, biologists, and engineers. Plus, currently grants +2 research alternatives. Wow, yes, I want that. Oh no, we've lost the Fed fleet in the capital. Damn it, they must have gone through the wormhole somewhere. Oh, and sleepers have awakened? Of course, the fanatic, xenophobic Fallen Empire have now woken up, and they're just over here. Lovely. Utterly lovely. Some of our allies have come to join the fight. Maybe we've got enough power to actually win it. With these additional fleets providing some support, no way. The Fed fleet has been saved by our unlikely allies, the Azantian Interplanetary Empire, who have now become robots. Yeah, they've turned themselves into robots. Okay, I guess that's one way of getting around tank bound. Yeah, that's what they've done. They've awakened to attack a primitive pre-FTL planet. Oh my goodness, these poor primitives. Literally, they've just hit the atomic age, and a fallen, awakened, xenophobic empire with revanchist fervor and ancient caches of technology has jumped on their poor faces. My God. With the falling of Stimsys 2, the final colony of the Quezos conservers, they have been judged, they have been measured, and they have been found wanting. In their own words, the gates are smashed, the barbarians have broken through, and this is the end. Let's also bid on the presidency. Yeah, why not? We're holding another ecumenical council because we still haven't quite established if our God is the true God, the God of this universe, another universe, something similar to that kind of nonsense. But anyway, while we were busy discussing if there should be a global head of a unified church, we were suddenly interrupted by a prelate dragging 2 members of different delegations. They were caught professing their undying love to each other, despite their differences. The more conservative envoys view their behavior as disrespectful and borderline heretical, violating the sanctity of the Holy Congress. I don't actually understand what the issue is here. Sorry, they're 2 aliens that love each other? I mean, I guess this is why we are now xenocompatibility. They are a symbol of unity. And yes, I did just take xenocompatibility. That's what just happened. We are going to be getting 20% more pop growth speed and more refugee attraction, more resettlement destination chance, more. It turns out, who knew it, but God was right. If there was any doubt about our work with gravity and space and, creating reality, now it's being put to the test. Gravity can be used to bend the rules, but could the right adjustments break the rules completely? So far, our experiments have been conducted on the smallest scales, and any edits of ours were quickly erased as reality reverted to some default settings. We now suspect this is just a problem of size. We need to apply our energies to a far greater scale. We need to apply an infinity thesis. A few more tests like this, and God will be able to actually create reality. We just need to kind of understand the building blocks first. Meanwhile, in the galactic community, the Newton State have nominated the mandate of Athola as custodians. And you know what? This is good. This is going to be a galactic unification, the rule of law, allowing everyone to understand better. The Synthoan Commerce League just left the Conclave of God. They did what? They're hostile? I beg your pardon? This is something to do with, the genocidal thing. I see. What if we proposed subjugation? They wouldn't want that. Well, I guess we could bring them back into the fold later, but for now it's fine. We don't need them. They're not necessary. We've got our own loyal subjects. It's fine. Completely fine. Nothing to worry about at all. The fleets remain strong. I hear that God would like to be the first to congratulate the mandate of Athola on their new job as galactic custodians. Let's check out... Oh, they hate our guts. Brilliant. Of course they do. Well, this is a balanced thing. We don't need them to love us, only to administer the law impartially with their phenotypical authority and love of genetic purity. Oh my goodness. The first Infinity thesis is now complete. We've successfully altered the flow of time in terminal egress and the L cluster. We've actually made time flow 20.537% faster. That is giving us, obviously, greater resource output, pop growth speed, mechanical pop assembly, all of those great things. Yes, there's some upkeep modifiers, but overall this is just a booming success. Let's do it again. Our second thesis has not been anywhere as successful. We've done a little bit of an edit to the properties of starlight, and a change in wavelength has shifted most of the light of the stars outside the visible spectrum, which has thrown chaos onto navigation and stargazing, to name but a few areas. These somewhat embarrassing changes will revert in a few years, but needless to say, we've learned a lot. This is going to reduce sensor range by 15, planet sensor range by 15, cloaking strength goes up by 3, and physics research goes up by 30%, but everyone's very, very grumpy with us. Somewhat, understandably. But no matter, let's simply just do it again. The third time is, of course, the charm. We haven't actually finished this third Infinity thesis yet. Somehow, there's a weird signal bouncing around. This is probably something to do with the blackout and the change we made to the wavelengths of certain light passing around the galaxy. Though it does appear to be interacting with FTL transmissions. Very odd. We'll monitor it, but I'm sure it's absolutely nothing. And of course, the Lagan Chuz Reclaimers, those jingoistic fools, the fanatic xenophobes, have just declared a total war against us. Oh wow, and the Synthoans, after leaving our Federation, are being completely battered by the Tronzaru. There's 1 million fleet power there in Feni. What the hell? They went straight through the L gate. Okay, that was unexpected, but we can get there with a quick response force, I hope. The gateways. We can be there in a matter of days. They've taken our matter decompressor? No. This is completely unacceptable. Are we 5 days away from arrival? Oh, damn it, they're too fast with their jumps. We've caught some of them. That is an excellent catch, actually. And they've dealt basically no damage to us. This fallen empire is pathetic. Well, they must be somewhere close to an L gate. There it is, gaping maw. Right. We'll be at the L gate in 6 days, and from there we'll just wipe them all out. 600,000 fleet power is a very chonky starbase. Hopefully we can hit it hard and hit it fast. Nope, they can do a lot of damage to us with giga cannons, kinetic artillery, and more, but we've wiped it out. Everything gone. Perfect. Now we move straight on to their capital and knock out not 1 but 2 weapons of mass disintegration before they can even use them. Use the pew-pew. Fight, win the day. Excellent. Everything has proceeded very well with this war, with the Lagan Chuz Reclaimers, and we're now bombarding the core and the boundary. Turns out that ghost signal, didn't really have anything to do with the black stuff. No, this is something else, something to do with synths, something very not good. I would have expected God to predict this, but maybe God was busy with other God-related tasks. God stopped talking to me, okay? And the contingency have arrived. Lovely. Let's find out where they are in the galaxy, shall we? Let's see, how big are these fleets? 270,000? We can handle that. Oh, it's next to the Galactic Custodian. I hope the Custodian deals with this. This is why we have a custodian, and you didn't vote for God, so, up to you. The second one is in the Divine Sergog Union. This is the wrath of God, clearly. And there's one here next to the Galactic Dahesh Technocracy. Fine. I'm just going to divert a couple of fleets to deal with these. And the fourth machine world also in the Divine Sergog Union. Not seeming so divine anymore. The majority of these contingency worlds are in the west and the east. Yes, there is a world right on the edge of conclave space. However, that's a problem. No, there's no however. That is definitely a problem. I think we'll probably focus first on that southernmost contingency world before dealing with the others. Choke points must be established around Key Alar Divine Tribunal space. That's basically the northernmost points of our southern empire and the east, because there's no way in from the south other than the wormhole, which will also have to be defended. Okay, there's a lot of holes. This is a Swiss piece of empire, and it is definitely holy. That cannot be understated, how holy our union is. Aha, here is our first catch from the contingency, and I think we're going to wipe them out. What's this? The Galactic Custodian has said, stand by. Oh, they swore an oath that they're going to strike back. Lovely. Good luck. Meanwhile, the Chosen have just completed a Colossus project. Oh, lovely. They've also upgraded themselves into robots. Are they still fanatic purifiers? Yes, they've even purified their own flesh. Of course. Since they first realized the weakness of their flesh, it disgusted them. I'm actually going to jump in and deal with this hub straight away. There's no point leaving it to just fight. Oh, this engagement is not going well. That's bad. I probably shouldn't have jumped in. We're losing literally years worth of resources of ships. Okay. Can we still win? Right? The answer is yes, we can win. And we can win comfortably. Okay, but we did lose pretty much an entire fleet of Riddle and Enigma class ships. Oh, God. Oh, wow, and at Terminal Egress, we lost 10 ships. Okay. Yeah, the fleets are getting diminished. I'm going to have to pull back. I'll leave 600,000 fleet power here to deal with the Fallen Empire, and then the rest is going to Terminal Egress to hold the egress. I thought this was comfortably in hand, but I'm starting to feel it's not so comfortable. I completely forgot we were still doing some changes to reality. We've now shifted mass. Carbon atoms, not the same. In many cases, this has proved insignificant, but at large scales, models predict that it could cause some trouble on celestial bodies. Pessimistic models even suggest some habitable worlds that already had low gravity might experience losses in atmospheric density. Meta Majors is one such world. It's now low gravity. Oh gosh. The machine world in Gitana, after a little bit of bombardment, has been destroyed. That's a victory for the whole galaxy. Now we're going to hightail it back up north because the contingency have just driven into Altair. I think the defenses will hold, but you can't be too safe. It's always better to be safe than sorry. I think actually we're fine. These are defenses built by the Fallen Empire, so they are strong. These outposts are, wildly good. Oh, wow, they got rid of the starbase, though. Luckily, our main fleet has shown up here, and zap. Meanwhile, where our science nexus is, we've uncovered a dragon living amongst the ruins and wreckage. And we've killed them and stolen the rubricator. That was a quick 1-2. The contingency is starting to appear in lots of places I wouldn't like them. They're in the L cluster. They're over in our western enclave. They're cropping up on the east here at Brixida. They are really being a nuisance, which means I have to pull all my attention away from this war with the Laginchuz Reclaimers. Now, we've taken their homeworld and most of their systems. I think they're now down to, let's just check, 4 planets. 4 planets in 2 systems. Tibi and Epsilon Cygni over there. So actually, let's just assume they're not really a threat anymore. Oh no, now the Azantian Interplanetary Empire have left the Conclave of God. There's just us. We are the only justice left. Is this because they're upset with, let me check, alleged genocide. Alleged. And then there's the border friction and the messing with reality issues. Okay, there's quite a few issues right now, but look, this is all just going to be smoothed under the bridge when we build reality. Without us, there is no reality, so really they need to be thanking us, these damnable fools. As you can see from our map, the galaxy has never had more border gore. This is not good. This cannot be the work of the Divine. The Divine would not create chaos. Maybe this is our arch nemesis, Lucifer, Evening Planet, but it's too soon to tell. We have offlined most of the contingency war forms in the galaxy that have been offlined by anyone, so that is definitely a big plus. But overall, faith is shaken. Faith not just in ourselves, but also faith in Mickey, faith in this entire divine plan, faith that we're not going to die. The commander concerned, cracks are showing at the edges. Maybe, the people whisper, God isn't all-knowing and God might be fallible. Maybe we got it wrong. Maybe this isn't the being that's going to birth our universe and thus look after us. But only time will tell. The Custodian has not done well in the contingency war. In fact, they've done so poorly that they have decided to step down. The galaxy no longer has a Custodian, but still we are going to focus on the contingency and do the other things. Not because they are easy, but because they are hard. Sterilization hub number 1, we're going to try and tackle that in the west. We kind of dealt with most of the roving bands now, I think. Oh gosh, we're there. We've engaged, and I've actually completely forgotten to turn on the military application. Might as well grab some astral shielding as well. Okay. It's gonna be a big fight. It's gonna be a hard fight. We're taking on the closer fleet first. It's getting knocked down a bit. How much are we losing? We've lost about 100 nav cap so far. 120, 200, 250 and rising. 300, 350, I think. Oh god. There we go. Okay, that's a survivable loss. Where's my... No, the Juggernaut got knocked into FTL retreat. I'll leave the Fed fleet behind and the 9th Cure, and then everybody else can hightail it back home via the gateway network in the galaxy. I mean, it's 40 days to go from there all the way down here because there's so many gateways. I love it. All too easy. That's another sterilization hub down. 2 more yet to go. I am happy to report that our 4th Applied Infinity thesis has been an overwhelming success. We wanted to change the way that covalent bonds interact, and we've done a sterling job. Now, what we didn't anticipate is that this modification has changed some material properties of our alloys in a way that's made them brittle and prone to cracks. The issue is, of course, temporary, and everything will be fixed in a few years when God rolls out a new patch to reality. But until then, yeah, we're losing 15% alloys and getting a 15% increase to ship upkeep, and everybody really doesn't like it. But, I mean, what can you do? What can you do? I suppose we could go for a 5th Infinity thesis? Yeah, why not? We seem to be receiving a transmission from inside the Synaptic Lathe. Has the Synaptic Lathe become God? Oh lord. They're speaking of reproduction, right. Perhaps they can build a rapport by engaging in jovial camaraderie while imbibing a selection of psychoactive narcotics. They're not a Metapose Super Alar, but they look like one. Identify yourselves. Oh, we found something called the Grey Tempest that have turned into, well, something else. Were they God? Okay, well, they were the Grey Tempest in the L cluster, the nanites who found themselves with a lot of time on their hands after wiping out their creators. Tried to leave the cluster, but it didn't work. And this is the latest experiment. Excellent. Well, they could join us. Well, they pledged their loyalty for the next 5,000 years. What do we call you? We're going to call them Grey. Maybe this is God. Welcome. Let's turn them into an official for now. Oh, perfect. They are a nanite entity who also have Bot Lord and a cyborg and distribution manager and factory focused and manufacturer, and they're level 10. Oh, this is good news. Good news. I think they should get control of the Drink Up sector, which contains 2 ring worlds. That should surely boost some productivity. Let's see what that does for us. Boom! All the resources that were negative are now positive. Oh, wow. That is a boon of God. Maybe God sent a fraction of themselves back into the past. But well done, God. You've done it again. You beautiful thing, you. This is hub number 2, which is the 3rd hub we'll have offlined. Yeah, we lost 25% of the fleet. That's fine. We have a procedure now, though. We leave the Fed fleet here. This is the fleet that we don't really mind losing. What's it got in it? My goodness. Bunch of Titans, bunch of battleships, 1 cruiser, 1 destroyer, and 7 corvettes. Perfect. It's a hodgepodge of vehicles. I love it. Turns out the standard procedure wasn't so standard. It looks like we're going to lose the Fed fleet. I've sent all reinforcements to come to the system, but they are at least like 30 days away or something. Oh, no, here they've arrived. We're now right on the edge of jumping in to sterilization hub number 4, which is ironically the 4th hub. We didn't quite do them in order, but we almost did. I'm going to throw the army in first, because I don't mind if they get destroyed a little bit. Then I'll wait 1 day and queue everybody up. There they go. Oh, the Juggernaut is behind. Why is the Juggernaut behind? Damn you, Juggernaut. In the wrong place at the wrong time. Luckily, the transports are doing exactly what they were meant to do and taking some of the first salvos. There comes the Juggernaut. And we've got everybody in the system. Let's hope our losses are low. Was that some more fleets are flying in? Oh, good lord. Yeah, they're flying in to instantly be blown up, it looks like. Oh, wait, no, they just joined with the other fleet. They're good. They're safe. And we've wiped them out into space. Let's set all weapons to bombard. Oh, nuts. There was one more contingency fleet out and about. They've managed to get all the way over here. Terminal egress. We haven't got any fleets to spare. Let's see if the defenses can hold off. I am hopeful, though it's looking like it might be a no. Oh, crap. Oh, crap. Oh, wait. No. We've knocked out the big ships. Just the little ones left. But they're now probably too close in range. They've taken out the starbase. Oh, god damn it. The neutron launchers aren't firing. But the contingency's heart has been revealed. It's up there. Let's leave that for now. Yeah, we took about 1,000 naval capacity of losses there, not including the Fed fleet. That's a quarter of the fleet down. So from now on out, the only goal is Ascension. No more roving contingency bands should be a problem. Yes, there is this heart thing, but that's someone else's issue. A lot of people are saying that the 5th Infinity Thesis devised by God has been a complete failure. Allegedly, there was some sort of side effect where all of our energy storage devices have been entirely discharged. Nothing has been destroyed, but all of the energy stored there is just simply gone. Presumably to some other dimension or reality. We're not entirely sure what's happened here, but it is very, very interesting. Now, some would think there's a failure. In fact, this is simply God requesting some energy deep into the future, or possibly the past, to start the universe off. Clearly, this is all part of the great plan. You have to trust in the plan, no matter what happens. God commands that you ignore the evidence of your eyes and ears and listen only to Him. Only through God can you achieve a power greater than... Oh wait, no, wrong movie. We are getting very, very close now to level 5 and the existential threat. That's going to unlock the nascent universe's technology that will allow us to build a horizon needle, punch a hole in reality, and send God on the path to creating reality. It just works. Now, don't ask questions why. The only problem is the Tronzaru League have declared us a crisis. The machinations of the Galactic Senate are moving onwards, and this is not looking good. Before they do declare us a crisis, though, I'm going to make sure to split off all of my other sectors so that I don't have as many worlds that I need to grab people from when it comes time to advance into the Shroud. Even the terminal egress habitat, it's got to go. On the homeworld of Alaria, I've built up literally hundreds of thousands worth of resource storage silos so that I will actually have enough resources once we migrate over, once we get rid of all of those other segments, to survive. Because that really is going to be the challenge. When everything else is released as a vassal, it's going to get Larry. There we are. Isn't it perfect? The Metapost Super Alaran Star Realm, the Metapost Super Alaran High Kingdom, the Metapost Super Alaran High Dynasty, Varaliv Prime, Star Dynasty of Dristmak, Cavelian Alliance, Raxacodium Commonwealth, Kvezov Star Realm, and the Enlightened Kingdom of Hamkad. The crisis that we've spent a long time preparing for has arrived. We have been rudely ejected from the community. Our resources exist but are running low. Oh no, I even gave up. Did I really give up the Dyson Sphere? Damn it, I actually didn't notice that until now. Right, we are now going to be assailed from all directions. The only thing that really matters is keeping this core sector safe. Everything else can burn into the void. Because as long as we keep that core sector safe, God will be able to ascend. The year is 2486. We've just hit level 5. Even the fallen empires that were about to try and stop us, but no longer. We actually took them out, all apart from the Laginchuz Reclaimers, who technically are still awakened. We mostly ignored them. But we've got the Star Dynasty of Dristmak. They'll be fine. And of course, the Kvevos Star Realm that we have helped to improve. Now, I'm very surprised, but for some reason, God needs a giant needle to punch a hole in a black hole, and that will allow us to, you know, create reality. This reality, of course, not another reality. That would be silly. Quickly, quickly, quickly goes the needle. Off it pops. They are starting to form up, these dastardly primitives, literally hundreds of thousands of fleet power in multiple locations, and possibly assailing us from multiple directions. Luckily, the Lagin Chuz Reclaimers are not members of the galactic community, and thus, they haven't actually declared war on us. We've got a little get-out-of-jail-free card. They still have hundreds of thousands of fleet as well. Beautiful. What we're doing now is embarking the population, because for some reason God needs attendance at the start of reality. I didn't quite understand it myself, but look, it's the ineffable plan, okay? It's not affable. You can't screw it. It's just the plan. Then we're going to move on to Lilu's Landing. That's going to basically decimate what's left of our alloy income. I probably need to buy some consumer goods soon. Oh, good. Yes, I've got hundreds of thousands of crystals and exotic gases saved up. That should float our economy for a good long while. They are dashing themselves against our defenses. We are definitely outnumbered here. It's simply a question of how long can I hold off. Oh my goodness me, 1.1 million there in Unabin. Ironically, this doesn't look like that many ships anymore because of the fleet combat rework stuff, but still, woof. I would not like to be the Star Dynasty of Drismac, let me just tell you that. I want to meet the galaxy's fleets in open combat, though, at least one time. So I'm going to come over here to Unabin, and we're going to give them a fight to remember. Embarkation of the Ringworld is proceeding according to plan. How many planets we got left? Just Metamagus, the Synaptic Lathe, and the Ring. Perfect. 1.5 million against 1.2. I like those odds. Wait, they're coming to us. Yes, we'll accept that. We accept that. Let them fly between us. Here they come. Here they come. They're in Tianavek. They're flying in now. We've engaged. This is Equiva fleets. They've got more hull than us as well. Oh, Lord. And we are still suffering from that minus 50%, I believe. They've got an antipolar on emitter and an FTL inhibitor. This is going to be make or break. If we knock them out here, we basically have taken out the combined forces of the galaxy. Roughly. Like, there are smaller fleets scattered around, and there's the fallen awakened empire. Oh, we're doing it. We're doing it. All of the colonies are embarked as well. They are too late to stop us. We fight above Tianavek for the sake of creation. Just one last population on Alaria to embark. Oh, we did it. We won. We won the day. Now we head back to Thrish, and via Thrish we can get to Dogos. And Dogos is, of course, the capital. From here, all other capitals shall be made. Even the idea of capitals, in fact. Thanks to God. The final population is embarked. We're going to dive into Terminal Egress's black hole, and the entire fleet shall follow the Needle Ascendant, which also contains God. Here we go. Here we go. There goes the Needle and its carpet of friends. Beautiful. I think right now it's just prepping its jump. It is diving. It is diving into the blackest of holes. Ooh, and just as we go, we are the favored society. Boom. Goes the weasel. Ad infinitum. The approach to the black hole is not without apprehension. Our resolve is increasingly tested as we pass the accretion disk of the singularity. Editing modules are engaged. The Horizon Needle begins to rewrite our reality. After the violence of the crossing, the other side is quiet. We've reached all the way back in time to the beginning of the universe. Weirdly, there's a cloud of nanites here before creation, but they're not operational. In fact, we could even repair them. This primordial soup seems to be quite receptive to our changes. Thanks to the nanites, we're going to be able to create reality. And this is definitely true. We brought everyone with us. Don't read into the plot here. It's not like we've escaped to some other reality and left our past selves behind or anything. Yes, even God Mickey seems to have been somewhat left here. That's completely fine. Are they still? Yep, they're still at war as well. This is not going so well for the Alarian Divine Tribunal, in fact. I'm a little confused how Mickey's ended up stuck behind on Alaria. Maybe at the last minute, he got thrown out of a window or something and not brought with us? I'm deeply concerned. If you enjoyed this Stellaris 4.3 video, but you haven't quite scratched that Stellaris itch, you might want to see what happened when I went about building a galactic utopia. To do that, click the video on screen now.